Today, I will discuss findings from a longitudinal study of maternal alcohol use during the COVID-19 pandemic. Specifically, I explored the antecedents of maternal alcohol use during this stressful period. The role of ongoing stress and parent-adult-child relationship will be mainly discussed. Alcohol abuse is a particularly serious problem in America. It has received extensive concern due to its harmful effect on population health. Alcohol abuse is the third leading preventable cause of death in the U.S. Usually, alcohol-related deaths are more prevalent in men. Female alcohol consumption has received less attention than male alcohol consumption. However, female alcohol use deserves further exploration for two reasons. First, risks of alcohol use disorder have increased in women by 84% over the past 10 years relative to a 35% increase in men. And second, maternal drinking is closely related to problematic parent-child interactions, which predicts physical and mental health problems in children. So are people drinking more during COVID-19 pandemic? Nielsen reported a 54% increase in national sales of alcohol for the week ending March 21st, 2020, compared with 1 year before. Online sales increased 262% from 2019. 3 weeks later, the World Health Organization warned that alcohol use during the pandemic may potentially exacerbate health concerns and risk-taking behaviors. A survey was carried out to study adult alcohol use during the COVID-19 pandemic, compared with the alcohol use before the COVID-19 pandemic. From the results, we can see that the frequency of alcohol consumption increased during pandemic among all adults, and women seems to be more vulnerable to alcohol use change during pandemic. The results in the red blocks shows results for women. Women were experiencing greater change in alcohol use and associated consequences during COVID-19. However, the change didn't appear for men. Will people's perceived stress account for this phenomenon? Previous studies suggested that women are more vulnerable to experiencing psychological distress from the pandemic, and women are more likely than men to drink in response to stress, and coping motives are more important for women's drinking than men's drinking. Therefore, I expect to see an increase in women's alcohol use during pandemic. Studies have found that both acute and chronic stress have significant associations with individuals' drinking behaviors. The participants in the current study are mothers with young children. They may be vulnerable to two major stressors, COVID-related stress and parenting stress. And I expected some mothers might drink to experience relief from tension. Stressors may become problematic under particular conditions. Close social relationships, such as family ties, are presumed to contribute to individuals' well-being. Positive qualities, such as closeness, can make an adult child feel supported, which may help them better cope with stressors. In contrast, negative qualities of the parent-adult-child relationship, such as the burden of caring for parents, may cause adult children to experience distress. These qualities of the parent-adult-child relationship are hypothesized to have a direct effect on the adult daughter's experience of stress in response to COVID-19, which in turn influence their subsequent alcohol use. I have the following 3 hypotheses regarding the relationships among parent-adult-children relationship, ongoing stress, and adult daughter's alcohol use. The data from the 3 waves allowed me to explore the causal relationships between the study variables. I used Facebook and Prolific to recruit our participants. Prolific is a recently established platform for online subject recruitment which caters to researchers. I applied several techniques when designing the survey to increase the data quality and used some statistical techniques to identify random answering patterns when claiming the data. I recruited a national sample of 298 mothers with a child under 2 years in April, when most of the states in the U.S. were shut down. Wave 2 began in early August and Wave 3 began in late November. Wave 1 and Wave 2 lasted 6 weeks and 1 week was added to Wave 3 because it spanned the Christmas holiday when few people were completing service. Based on the zip code information, you can see that the participants were fairly evenly distributed across the states in U.S. Only a few states in the North Midwest had no participants. Mothers' age at the time of the recruitment ranged from 19 to 46. All mothers identified themselves as women, and children were 1 to 28 months old. Grandmothers ranged in age from 34 to 80 years. Most participants identified themselves as white, 5% as Hispanic or Latino, 7% as African American or Black, 4% as Asian, and 8% as multiracial or other. Based on U.S. Census data, our race ethnic distribution matches the national race ethnic distribution. The median household income for participants in our study is $50,000 to $100,000, but there were a range of incomes. Most of the participants were married, and most participants had some college or a 4-year college degree. Our participants have great demographic diversity. Let's talk about the measures. The audit is a simple and effective method of screening for unhealthy alcohol use. The first 3 questions of the audit comprise the audit consumption subscales. It measures the amount and frequency of drinking. The ODC will be used to better understand change in alcohol use in the current study. Previous studies have shown that the ODC is accurate in detecting harmful drinking patterns. Stressful experiences during COVID-19 is a 20-item survey developed for the present study. It measures people's perceptions of stressful experiences during COVID-19 in 5 domains. The total score participants got from this scale represents their overall stress level during COVID-19 pandemic, will be used in the present study. The higher score means more perceived stress. The differentiations of the effect of the stress perceived from different domains will be discussed in the next presentation. The Parenting Stress Index short form helps mothers identify the sources and the different types of stress that come with parenting. Parents report their stress level in 3 domains: parental distress, parent-child dysfunctional interaction, and difficult child. A total score representing the overall parenting stress was used in the current study. Parent-adult-child questionnaire is used to assess adult-daughter's relationship with their parents. It includes 2 domains for mother and 3 domains for father. Closeness emphasizes the compatibility, filial gratitude, and reciprocity in the parent-adult-child relationship. Responsibility domain emphasizes more on adult-child's perceived responsibility for their parents. They may feel parent like a burden. They need to protect parent and compensate for the parent's past suffering. Control domain is only included in father scale. It's a reflection of parent power. This model shows associations among qualities of the mother-adult-daughter relationship, ongoing stress, and alcohol use. As seen in this figure, adult-daughter's responsibility for their mother had a direct effect on their stressful circumstances, on their stressful experiences during COVID-19 pandemic, with higher responsibility for their mother in late spring, predicting higher COVID-19 related stress during the late summer. Only overall parenting stress was significantly related to adult-daughter's alcohol use. When adult-daughters experienced the greater parenting stress during the late summer, they consumed more alcohol in early winter. No indirect effect was found in this model. As for adult-daughters' relationship with their father, we can see that adult daughters have a higher closeness in spring related to their lower parenting stress in the summer. Adult daughters' higher responsibility in spring is associated with higher COVID-19 related stress and higher parenting stress during the summer. Similar to that of mother's model, parenting stress was significantly linked to adult daughters' alcohol use. What's more, when adult daughters experienced more control from their father in the late spring, they tended to drink less 10 months later in early winter. In addition to these direct effects, I also found the closeness with father and the responsibility for father can affect adult daughters' alcohol use through their perceived parenting stress. To summarize, the responsibility for parents, either mother or father, will trigger adult daughters' stressful experiences stemming from major disaster events. It may be the case that the responsibility and burden of caring for their parents makes them feel more vulnerable to the sudden life change that occurred during the pandemic. My findings highlight that fathers played an important role in the well-being of their adult children. A better father-adult-daughter relationship can help to relieve adult daughter's parenting stress, which in turn decreases adult daughter's alcohol use. So I didn't expect to find that experiencing control from fathers would lead to less alcohol use. It may be the case that during COVID-19, when many adult daughters with young children haven't been able to see their parents, fathers who are more controlling and tend to intervene in his daughter's life may also be more protective and involved. This may cause adult daughter to feel supported, which helps them reducing their level of stress. Therefore, although experiencing paternal control may cause some pressure on adult daughter's life, it may also prevent some unhealthy behaviors like excessive alcohol use. The role of father in adult daughter drinking behavior deserves further exploration. I would like to thank the mothers who generously shared their time and experiences for the purpose of this project. And I would like to express my gratitude to my advisors and lab partners. Finally, I would like to thank the Wagner Center for Alcohol Addiction Research for the support. Thank you all for listening. I look forward to your feedback and any questions you might have.